It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's just some dude who saw the brand new Superman movie. I'm still at the movie theater. So as far as my quick first reaction to this movie goes, which just might be the most divisive movie of the summer, which is kind of crazy to say because it's just a dude in red underwear saving the day. I liked this movie, but I wouldn't go so far as to say I loved it. And I think there's a lot of flaws, but also I will say there's a lot of fun to be had with this film. And really, more or less, there's nothing that surprising about the tone of the movie I didn't expect from the trailers. Though I will say, watching the full feature-length film, I think at times it's better than what the trailers were showing us. But overall, you do see Superman doing Superman stuff. I will say for the majority of the movie, it feels like he's sort of getting his ass kicked. And there are a lot of moments when it comes to the action where I wanted a little bit more from Superman. I just thought there was a few moments where they could have expanded on it or sort of dragged it out a little further to showcase more of Superman and doing things in action. It just feels very abrupt and quick. And that's the best way to describe this movie. It's very abrupt and quick at times, and I feel like this movie is really catering to a very young audience. And once again, it's a dude in red underwear saving the day. So it's definitely a superhero movie catered towards kids. It's nowhere like The Man of Steel or The Dark Knight. But as far as this new movie from James Gunn, which is the foundation of the upcoming DC universe, I think they try to interject a lot in this film. You have the Justice Gang in the film. You have the Green Lantern. You have Hawk Girl. And I liked it for the most part, but there's a lot of ideas that they just threw into this movie and maybe they'll pay off eventually. So we'll see how that goes. But overall, as far as the movie goes, you got Lois Lane, you had Clark Kent, and I will say the movie does not feature a lot of Clark Kent, but to the movie's credit, I think you get all you need. You get the humanity behind him, and as far as the main moral message of the story, it's about being human and doing the best you can and putting one foot in front of the other every day you get out of bed and doing your best, because that's what it's about. But that's not good enough for Lex Luthor, Superman's arch nemesis, played by Nicholas Hoult, whose ideology is brains over bronze. And I thought they explored his hatred towards Superman as well as they could have, but ultimately, it does feel very surface level and almost like a Saturday morning cartoon. And I think if you're a fan of the Silver Age of comics featuring Superman, you'll be pleasantly surprised and happy with this movie. Oh, there is 2 after-credit sequences, but they're both very inconsequential. So if you missed them, it wouldn't matter, but they're there for a few laughs. As far as the tone and vibe and style and the directing of the movie goes, once again, it's sort of a mixed bag. There's a lot I liked about it, but there's a lot I wish they would have done more with. And there are some dramatic moments in the film. You have one with Lois Lane and Clark Kent where they're doing a mock interview. And I liked those moments and I bought into their chemistry. But man, there's only a handful of them throughout the film, and I feel like it should have featured more and maybe went with it a little bit longer. It just feels like everything has to end very abruptly or have a joke in it. And a lot of the humor does work in the movie, and it is a straight-up comedy movie. So I think that tone works for an adaptation of Superman like this, but at times it needed to slow down and maybe get rid of some of the jokes. So once again, since it is directed by James Gunn, I wouldn't say I like it more than the Guardians of the Galaxy films, or does it have that much of an emotional gut punch? Probably not, but I will say I like it more than something like Suicide Squad that he directed a couple years ago. And once again, this movie has been compared a lot to the Flash movie that we got a few years back, and I'll say the same thing about that movie that I would probably say about this new Superman movie. There's a lot of fun to be had. It's sort of a guilty pleasure at times, and it's definitely a really fun, easy, entertaining comic book movie to watch on a rainy day with some frozen pizza. But is it going to have this major impact on me for years to come? Probably not. Would I watch it again on 4K one day when I'm just bored at home? Yeah, probably. So it's one of those movies where I liked it. There's a lot of fun, but I definitely did not love it. All right, so that's my quick take on the new Superman movie. Leave your thoughts, your opinions down below. Are you looking forward to it? As always, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe. That way I can see you next time. Whew.